It's 9 o'clock and a little bit frustrated. I had cowboy camped with just the minimum stuff, even skipped making coffee, and woke up at a little bit after 6, and I guess I fell right back asleep. Deep sleep, vivid dreams. Woke up after 8. So it didn't take me long to break camp. I just didn't break camp until late. I don't know if it's all smoke or if it's clouds too, because there were clouds off to the east. So got the poncho towards the top of the pack. It's a nice cool morning. Got a quarter mile of steep uphill and about 5 miles of flat before I start in with some uphill today. Pack's heavy, getting a late start, but that's okay. I'm very well rested. Came up from that way, and I'm back to the trail. It's 9:20. Pretty sure I would have had an earlier start or been better off staying in town and hitching out this morning. I thought I saw it on my campsite. There's little bits of ash that's fallen over the night. Coming from that way, you can just barely see the lake through the trees in a couple of spots, but I'm sure I'll get a good shot of it. If nothing else, I will from the dam. It's just quiet today, like no birds, no nothing. Going that way. And this has been the trail so far today. Starting to get a little bit of a view, but as you would expect, it's smoky. That's all right. I'm feeling good. Heading that way. A lot of hikers skipped like 300 miles. Just talked to a southbounder that I had met on the Appalachian Trail, coming back picking up sections she had missed a year or two past. Means the trail shouldn't be crowded, but not for a good reason. So I came from up there. I know I want to check out Bernie Falls, and they say part of the trail is closed, but I think I can take this and get to it. And it's just going to run along, I think it's PeavineCreek or whatever. It's dry up here where the PCT goes over like that. I'm going to look again at the map, but I think I'm going to go this way. See if I can see the falls and then cross back over to the PCT. Said the creek was dry because I'm maybe 300 foot down the trail. And there's a sign saying this is Headwaters Pool, which makes me think it must have water in it a lot of the time, but it looks like it's going dry too. I don't want to drink it. So back to hiking. Only about a quarter mile and it's flowing and looks clear. Got a nice bench. And I guess the trail ought to get pretty easy if it's been accessible. I don't have to go down there to touch it to know that that water is cold, because it's obviously all from springs. So this all looks familiar, but I don't remember exactly. Little stone hut, but the door's locked. We can't get in. And then the trail I followed is up there. And then this trail is down here. Can't remember if they come together or which one goes by the top of the falls. So I think I'm going to go back up there and follow it over. And get a shot of the falls and get back onto the PCT. So yes, in 2017, me and some other hikers went down to the foot of the falls, but that trail is closed, so this is as good as I'm going to get. Time to get back to the PCT. So that's PeavineCreek that goes over the falls. Doesn't really look like enough water for a waterfall that big. People are allowed to fish here. See bobbers. But back to the PCT and get some miles done. It's 11:15, and I've got 3.5 miles by trail done. So, still got high hopes for mileage, but let's see how this uphill section feels whenever I get to it. And there's PeavineCreek over there. Well, I'll be heading down that way. So it's 1:15 and the thermometer only reads 75. So it's nice. I've been drinking a lot of water, but because I'm not sweating as much, I've also been peeing a lot. Just in case anybody was wondering. Going over that way. Alright, I'm going up that way and switching back. This starts where I finally have to do some uphill. Next 3.5 miles, I've got 600 foot of elevation gain and 400 foot of elevation loss. And boy, I'm glad that my food bag's like 10 pounds. Coming around from over there. I'm just about done with the first little bit of uphill. Don't worry, there'll be plenty more later. And it's not showing up as well on the camera. The sun's starting to peek through some of the smoke. And so red light like it was sunset. Anyway, some more uphill. Coming from that way. First little bit of up is done. And here's the view. And yes, it's smoky and hazy. Down there, you can barely make out the Pit River that I'd crossed earlier. Yeah, you really can't see any of this, can you? Anyway, going that way. At first I thought I was seeing thorns, but the manzanita looks like it's shedding its bark. And I'm coming from that way. Going there. Seen this hanging off of a lot of the trees lately. Stuck on there pretty good. Going that way. Less than a mile to the next water. Coming from over there, kind of a neat little valley. And there's a creek down there, Rock Creek. Gonna go around this bend and get some water there. Guess I'm gonna drop my pack and have to climb down to the water. And the view of the valley wasn't as nice as I'd hoped. Anyway. There's Rock Creek. Gonna get me some water. So I came down from over there, went down on that side to get water, drank a bottle, took a bottle, and the next 7 miles, I'm gonna go like that. In the next 7 miles, I got 2,300 foot of uphill or of elevation gain, and then about a mile of gentle down after that to a water source. There's water halfway up. Makes for 8 more miles, and it's about a 10 after 2. I bet I'm done for the day at that point. So I can see the smoke. It's not really affecting my breathing as far as I can tell. I'm kind of surprised I hadn't seen any other hikers going my way today with my late start and all. Surely they're not all skipping this area. There's the bridge, but I just thought this was cool. Hopefully from farther up the trail I'll be able to see in at that little waterfall. Going that way. Coming from that way. I'm coming from that way. And just kind of realized that the oaks were fewer and fewer, and now I can't see any. It was so gradual, I just kind of didn't notice it until now. So I'm coming from that way, and I'm at that water source. I think I'm like a little over 4 miles from the last one. I passed one that's not flowing very good, but Screwdriver Creek. Gonna go drink a bottle and take a bottle, and it's been a lot of uphill, pretty steep, not terrible steep, but next 2.5 miles I think I'm only going to get 800 foot of elevation gain, so that should be better. Mile after that I might think about camping. Not huge, but it'll do. Coming from over there, and I'm just about done with the uphill. Matter of fact, I might have almost waited too late because it's starting to flatten out. But I think I've got like 1.5 miles, 1.75 miles to the next water source, and I think there's campsites around there. And it's about 10 after 6. Coming down from that way, and I was hoping to be about 4 miles farther. It's almost like I had 2 hours less of hiking. I'm going to chalk that up to the first day on trail after a 00. That first night at the church, I was looking forward to sleeping as late as I could, and I was awake and active at 6. So I think I'm going to sleep a lot better tonight. One, my thermometer, the highest I saw it today, it said 80. And it already reads like at below 70 right now. So it ought to be a nice, cool night. Give me some water, set up camp and eat dinner. Eat double rations, get this food bag lighter. It's going to be great. It's 6:45. I'm close to a water source. And I think that's going to be my tent site. That one or this one. There's a road over there and the water source, just like 20 foot down. It's 6:45. Get this video edited. And then get to sleep early and plan on getting up early. Let's see how that turns out. Just met a hiker, the only hiker I've seen going northbound today. And he collected from here and said, this is bad looking water. And I don't believe this is it. My man Johnny Appleseed left a note saying there was cold flowing water. And I'm going to look for where he accessed it. This doesn't look like a trail they're wanting people to use anyway. The road's over there. Much nicer. Maybe not as easy to get to, but I'm going to feel a lot better about drinking this water. But it's a bit of a bushwhack getting in here too. Before I make camp, I just want to mention how throughout the day, the sky did clear up. Yeah, there you go. You can see it's a little bit blue up there. Just thought I'd mention that before I set up camp, because I'm about to shut off the phone and charge it up so I can edit a video. But it's nice and cool. I am looking forward to sleeping tonight.